don't rise by chance, you rise because you stay. When others gave up, you're built from grit. You won't find it in a headline, not in medals or in gold. It's the dirt beneath your boot heel, it's the stories never told. When the cold wind shakes your shoulder and the odds say don't go on, that's the fire that makes a soldier. That's where real strength is drawn. You were built from grit, not made to quit. Through the blood, the rain, you still commit. For the ones who dream, for the ones who fall, you rise again, you answer the call. The world may turn, the flags may shift, but you hold the line. You were built from grit. You don't need the crowd to cheer you or a trophy with your name. It's the brother at your shoulder that makes it worth the flame. You walk into the fire so others get to run. You carry more than armor, you carry everyone. You were built from grit, not made to quit. Through the blood, the rain, you still commit. For the ones who dream, for the ones who fall, you rise again, you answer the call. The world may turn, the flags may shift, but you hold the line. You were built from grit. Be the strength behind the silence, be the hope in darkest days, be the name they'll tell their children, not for glory, but for grace. You were built from grit, not made to quit. When the sky went black, you never split. For the ones who bled, for the ones who stayed, you fought the storm, you never swayed. When history writes what courage meant, they'll write your name. You were built from grit. And when they ask what made you rise, you'll smile and say,
Oh, sing the strength of steady hands that carved out roads through restless lands, who raised the walls and tilled the fields and held their ground with broken shields. From factory lines to battle scars, they reached for dreams beneath the stars and left behind their silent pride, so freedom wouldn't run and hide. By the hands that built this land, brick by brick and stand by stand, they gave their sweat, they gave their song, so we could rise where they belong. Let bells of honor freely ring from desert hills to mountain spring. We bow not low, but tall we stand by the hands that built this land. Oh, sing the hearts that held the line when hope grew faint on freedom's spine. They stitched their love into the seams of flags that waved above our dreams. They didn't march for name or fame, but for their child to speak their name. And though they rest 'neath folded grace, we see their strength in every face. Oh, beautiful ones unknown, who held the line alone, alone. No medals shown, no cheers, no band, just calloused hearts and weathered hands. By the hands that built this land, they shaped the truth, they took a stand. Through every trial, through every tear, they made a nation persevere. Let every child and soldier know we walk the path they chose to show, and side by side we'll still withstand. By the hands that built this land, we remember not just what they did, but why they did it. And that's the America we carry forward. We are not just soldiers, we are the echoes of valor. The price we pay is not for glory, but for the freedom we stand for.
Through the smoke and endless night, we walk with fire in our hearts so bright. We stand as one, shoulder to shoulder, fighting for a land that makes us bolder. With every step, we carve our way. In the darkest night, we find our day. For the fallen and the ones still here, we stand our ground without any fear. When the sky turns red with fire, we will rise, we will never tire. It's not the flag that makes us strong, it's the courage that's carried all along. We are the echoes of valor. We rise through the battles, through the tears in our eyes. We stand for those who can't. We hold the line through the storm and the fire. We shine. No retreat, no surrender, no fear. We'll fight for freedom year after year. We are the echoes of valor. We stand tall in the face of it all. The boots are worn, but the spirit remains. We carry the strength through the hardest pains. No medals, no fame, just a solemn vow. We do it for the country, we do it now. In every step we carry their names, the ones who gave it all in the endless flames. We rise again, we fight the fight for the promise of freedom we ignite. We are the echoes of valor. We rise through the battles, through the tears in our eyes. We stand for those who can't. We hold the line through the storm and the fire. We shine. No retreat, no surrender, no fear. We'll fight for freedom year after year. We are the echoes of valor. We stand tall in the face of it all. We are the whispers in the night, the ones who fight with all our might. We carry more than just our guns. We carry every name, everyone. No glory, no fame, just the fight to be free. For the land we love, we're always be. We are the echoes of valor. We rise through the battles, through the tears in our eyes. We stand for those who can't. We hold the line through the storm and the fire. We shine. No retreat, no surrender, no fear. We'll fight for freedom year after year. We are the echoes of valor. We stand tall in the face of it all. And when history calls our name, it won't be for glory, it won't be for fame. It will be for the ones who stood their ground, for the echoes of valor that still resound.
I left that town when I was young, followed stars and chasing dreams. But every road I traveled down led me back to simple things. Cornfields wave in summer's end, old oak trees whisper my name. I feel it calling deep within, my heart longs to be reclaimed. Take me back to the river bend where the story first began, where love runs deep and the roads don't end. Take me home, river bend. Stars shine brighter over hills I roam, memories whisper soft and slow. My soul knows peace when I'm near again, back home at the river bend. Sunday mornings, church bells ring, Mama singing songs so sweet, Daddy's laughter, porch swing creaks, life's rhythm, gentle beat. Now city lights can't hold me tight, I've chased enough bright signs. There's no sweeter glow than candlelight at home beneath those pines. Take me back to the river bend where the story first began, where love runs deep and the roads don't end. Take me home, river bend. Stars shine brighter over hills I roam, memories whisper soft and slow. My soul knows peace when I'm near again, back home at the river bend. I wandered far, I traveled wide, found the world but lost my pride. Every heartbeat takes me back again to where I'm free at the river bend. Take me back to the river bend where the story first began, where love runs deep and the roads don't end. Take me home, river bend. Stars shine brighter over hills I roam, memories whisper soft and slow. My soul knows peace when I'm near again, back home at the river bend. Take me home, river bend. Caught the night train, dark and cold, heart heavy, feeling old. Next to me, a man with eyes so wise, cards in hand, no disguise. He said, ever played a game? Life's a bet, it's all the same. He smiled and dealt one more, hold 'em, fold 'em, that's a score. Hold 'em, fold 'em, know when to stay. Life's a game, don't lose your way. Hold 'em, fold 'em, fight the fight. Run when you need, stand when it's right. Hold 'em, fold 'em, know when to stay. Life's a game, don't lose your way. Hold 'em, fold 'em, fight the fight. Run when you need, stand when it's right. He'd made, lost it all, then had to trade. Sometimes you fold, sometimes you fight. Losing's a lesson not applied. Don't regret the hands you lost. Win or lose, it's not the cost. We talked till the train hit the night. His words stayed with me, held me tight. It's right. I don't know his name, but now I see. Sometimes you stand, sometimes you flee. In the dark, the truth came clear. Some fights aren't worth the fear. Stand his words to stay. I walked into the night so free. Hold 'em, fold 'em, that's the key. I step into a maze, wherever it turns unknown. Winding hallways whisper secrets that I've outgrown. In the darkness of these corridors, echoes call my name. Lost within the labyrinth, consumed by fear and shame. Every wall reflects a past I can't escape. Yet I press on through the shadows, determined to reshape. Lost in the labyrinth, wandering on my own, amid endless turns, I search for truths unknown. If I lose my way within this maze so overgrown, lost in the labyrinth, I'll forge dirt path back home. Find the door, find the door. 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 Corridors of doubt, where memories lie in wait. Each corner holds a promise or a twist of fate. I trace the steps of former days with every breath I take, haunted by the echoes of decisions I can't unmake. Every wall reflects a past I can't escape. Yet I press on through the shadows, determined to reshape the faces of the past, like shadows on the wall. Remind me that from failure I can rise above it all. Step by step I'll break the walls and let the light in, transforming every misstep into victory from within. Lost in the labyrinth, wandering on my own, amid endless turns, I search for truths unknown. If I lose my way within this maze so overgrown, lost in the labyrinth, I'll forge a path back home. Break the wall, 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 break the wall. In the fading echoes of this maze, I find a brand new start. The labyrinth may twist and turn, but I follow my own heart. Every winding path a lesson, every shadow makes me grow. In the maze of my mind, I finally learned to let it go.
They don't write songs for the quiet ones, but we still stand. Even when the world moves on, I set the alarm while the town still sleeps, pack up my gear, kiss her on the cheek. The kids don't ask, they've learned by now that dad comes home, but not right now. No flags wave when I check the wire, no crowd when I walk through fire, but I sworn my name with blood and bone, and I will stand, I'll stand alone. I don't wear fame, I don't chase praise, but I stand like a stone in the hardest days. No camera rolls, no victory pose, but I carry the weight where nobody knows. Through silence, dirt and danger,
zones. I stand for us, I stand alone. I've missed the dance, I've missed the bluff, still carve my worth into this earth. My boots have miles that no one tracks. My heart is torn but never cracks. She writes me letters, I keep them close, folded near with what I miss most. A quiet room, a porch light on, but I march on till duty's gone. You won't hear me on the evening news, but I've bled red, white, and army blues. And every oath I've ever made still echoes in the choices stayed. I don't wear fame, I don't chase praise, but I stand like a stone in the hardest days. No camera rolls, no victory pose, but I carry the weight where nobody knows. Through silence, hurt, and danger zones, I stand for us, I stand alone. It's not about being seen, it's about standing when it counts.
We weren't born to boast, we were built to hold the line. You ask what this nation stands for, let me show you what we're made of. We were raised on dirt roads and duty, with folded flags above the fire. We learned to stand through loss and thunder, to mend a fence and lift the wire. No, we don't claim to be the loudest, but we show up when it gets hardest. We don't trade honor for the easy way, we carry weight so peace can stay. This is what we're made of, grit and maidens. From battlefields to front porch faith, it's not the fields, it's the resolve to answer when our country calls. We bend, we break, but still we rise, with steady hearts and clearer eyes. We're not here just to wave the flag, we are what holds this nation fast. We've seen the cost of every freedom in muddy boots and hands gone still, but we don't fight for medals, glory. We fight so children can be still, so mothers sing with quiet safety, so fathers walk their fields in peace. We don't want thanks, just space to serve, to guard the light this land deserves. This is what we're made of, truth and time, not just in blood, but how we bind. We hold the line, then lift again, not for revenge, but to defend. We're builders, not just those who bled. We shape tomorrow with what's been said. We don't need thrones or cannon praise, just one more dawn where freedom stays. And if you ask what strength looks like, it's not in fire, but in the fight. To build a home, to keep it whole, to guard the dream that feeds the soul. This is what we're made of, flesh and will, of towns that rise and hands that build, of prayers unspoken, flags held tight, of choices made in darkest night. We don't just stand, we hold the ground, where honor, peace, and hope are found. So ask again what we're made of. We are the light you're dreaming of. Not for glory, not for show, but because someone always must.
and we still do.
Barefoot steps on a gravel bed, fishing line in the breeze again, sunlight dancing on the quiet stream, chasing minnows and childhood dreams. These were the mornings that never grew old, stories we'd whisper, secrets we told, with the sky wide open and time standing still, hearts unbroken and water filled. Tree bark carved with our names and dates, skipping stones like we tempted fate, laughing loud while the robins flew, in a world that only we two knew. These were the mornings that never grew old, stories we'd whisper, secrets we told, with the sky wide open and time standing still, hearts unbroken and water to fill. Now I sit where the tall grass sways, same stream but different days. I close my eyes and I hear us still, that little boy heart, it always will. These were the mornings that never grew old, stories we'd whisper, secrets we told, with the sky wide open and time standing still, hearts unbroken and water to fill. Sunlit lines on gentle water, carrying echoes of sons and daughters.
We do not march for victory. We march for memory, for the names etched in stone, and the promise we carry home. I've seen the dawn on soldiers' eyes before the bugle splits the skies. No throne awaits, no golden gate, just duty at the post we take. The oath we swore is not for fame, but for the ones who call our name. Their voices live beyond the flame, and we still march the same. March, march, our hearts align, through thunder, fire, and crossing line. Not for the crown, but for the cause. We stand for peace whispered rooms, where silence louder than the tunes. A mother lights the porch each night, her son still fights in memory's light. A folded flag, a sacred tear, can't bring them back but keeps them near. So every step we take today is built on those who led the way. This march began before our birth, on frozen fields, on broken earth, and still it moves with steady sound, where sacrifice is holy ground. March, march, through joy and pain, through loss, through love, through pouring rain. We're not alone, we're not the first to lift this song from soul to verse. Let freedom rise in every part. We march with a promise in our heart. When the battle ends and silence falls, the promise still remains. In the steps of those who march after us.
They called his name at morning light. She still sets 2 plates every night. He didn't come home in uniform, but in the way she keeps him warm. He wore his cap with the bill turned low, tucked a picture in his coat before he'd go. Met her working at the Five and Dime. Said, if I get shipped out, will you ride sometimes? She laughed and said, only if you do first. He said, I ain't scared, but I've seen worse. They shared 1 kiss beneath the flagpole. Then he left with a heart half whole. Letters came with desert dust, and pages creased with sand and trust. He wrote of sun that burned the ground, of nights so quiet, no friendly sound. She'd read them all beneath her quilt, his words like bricks where dreams were built. She whispered back to his every line, wherever you march, you're still mine. She prays every night like he's just late, sets his boots by the front gate. She says love don't need to be seen to stay. In that old chair he's just away. Neighbors talk, but they don't dare to ask why. She still sets 2 chairs. She just smiles and softly sways, and waits for love in yesterday's grace. The parade rolls by every 4th of July, but her eyes don't sparkle, just reflect the sky. She hums his song as the flags all wave, and leaves dog tags by his name engraved. Kids ask why she looks so proud. She says some goodbyes don't need sound. She touches the stone like she touches air, like he's still sitting in that chair. No medal shines as bright as grace, no trumpet calls what love can't face. He's more than fallen, he's still near, in every quiet she holds him here. She prays though the world has moved along, she keeps his story in her song. She says love don't break when He never walked back through that door, but he never really left her floor. He's there beside her, always more. They never asked for statues, they never marched for fame, but they carried the weight of freedom so we could carry on. He was 19 in the desert wind, letters home he'd never send, left his truck and walked alone, found the fire and held the line, did his duty rain or shine, came back scars, not medals shown. You might not know the faces, but you live in what they gave. Blue didn't fight to be remembered, they fought so we'd remember peace. Every name on every marker is a prayer that doesn't cease. And if you raise your flag tomorrow, let it wave for those we've lost. They paid the price we couldn't carry and never once counted the cost. She drove convoys through the night, beneath the sky without moonlight, wrote her son from overseas, held a photo by her chest, wore her silence like a vest, still salutes when children sing. No headlines in the morning, just echoes in the stone. They didn't fight to be remembered, they fought so we'd remember peace. Every step they took in silence built the roads where we find ease. And if you sleep in quiet safety, know they stood so you could rest. They bore the storms we'll never weather and gave their best without regret. Freedom isn't handed down, it's carried on backs of those who never asked for praise. They left behind the life they started so we could live with brighter days. They didn't fight to be remembered, but we remember just the same. In every fold of every banner lies the weight behind their name. So when you speak of peace and country, speak it low but speak it true. The price they carried wasn't glory, it was me, it was you. We may not know all their names, but we know what they stood for, and we carry it still. I don't wear a cape, but I leave home like a hero does, quietly, with love in my back pocket and duty in both hands. I wake before the coffee brews, slip on these boots and pay my dues. Kiss the kids, don't say too much, they know their dad is built on trust. My name's not carved in history, but I stand where I'm meant to be. Through silent nights or desert wind, I show up whole again. I don't need fame, I don't need a sign. This flag, this old, this duty is mine. From the kitchen light to the combat zone, I carry love when I
just quiet strength. This duty is mine. I've missed first steps, I've missed some tears, but I've held strong through all the years. I fix the roof, I guard the gate, I hold the line, I claim the weight. Behind the mask, behind the fight, there's still a man who sleeps at night, with prayers whispered in motel rooms and lullabies through old cartoons. You might not see the battles won, and backyard talks are setting suns, but every soldier leaves behind a promise sealed in borrowed time. I don't need fame, I don't need a sign. This flag, this oath, this duty is mine. From the kitchen light to the combat zone, I carry love when I walk alone. No headlines, no grand design, just quiet strength. This duty is mine. If you ever wonder who stands watch, look around, we're still here. This duty is ours. Lightning cracks the silence of my soul, a flash of rage that burns and takes control. Drifting through the chaos where the winds collide. In this raging storm, there's nowhere left to hide. Raindrops fall like memories of battles lost, yet a quiet spark within defies the heavy cost. Under the tar weeds, I stand alone, dodging every flash, fighting for my own. If I fall, I'll rise, my truth is always shown. Under the tempest, I claim a strength unknown. Stand tall, 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 stand tall. Clouds of doubt swirl in the midnight sky. Every rumbling thunder shakes the reasons why. But deep inside the gale, a heartbeat dares to sing, a promise that even storms will yield to hope's bright spring. Though the dark may overwhelm and winds may tear apart, I hear that whispered courage echoing within my heart. In the roar of the raging night, I break through the despair. Every drop of rain becomes a vow that I still care. No storm can shatter the flame that burns relentlessly. For in this wild tempest, I unlock the power to be free. Under a true feast, I'll forever mold my throne. We don't fight to make the front page. We don't serve to be thanked. But when the flag's in the wind, we still raise a wheels. My father stood in the southern heat with worn-out boots and blistered feet. He packed his meals, he walked along, but every step was for our home. He never asked the world to see, just prayed we'd raise our kids free. She held a picture in her vest, a boy in stripes, a Sunday dress. Her letters home were calm and light, though battles raged through sleepless nights. She said, I serve so no one sees the price of peace beneath the trees. We still raise our hands when the sky turns gray. We stand our ground though the winds may sway. It's not for pride or pain or praise, but for the dawn of safer days. So when the drums call one more stand, you'll see us rise, you'll see our hands. From dusty plains to ocean rain, through blackouts, loss, and airline chains, they carried hope, not hate or fire. They lit the dark with quiet tire. The names are carved, not just in stone, but in the lives we call our own. It's not revenge that drives us still, it's every house on every hill. It's porch lights left for those who roam. It's knowing they'll be welcomed home. We still raise our hands when the storms come through. We walk as one in red, white, and blue. Not for applause, not just to fight, but to defend what gives us light. So when the siren calls again, we'll stand as sons, we'll stand as friends. We don't salute for glory, we salute 'cause someone has to, and we still do. We weren't born to boast, we were built to hold the line. You ask what this nation stands for, let me show you what we're made of. We were raised on dirt roads and roadie, with folded flags above the fire. We learned to stand through loss and thunder, to mend a fence and lift the wire. No, we don't claim to be the loudest, but we show up when it gets hardest. We don't trade honor for the easy way, we carry weight so peace can stay. This is what we're made of, grit and grace. From battlefields to front porch faith, it's not the noise, it's the resolve to end answer when our country calls. We bend, we break, but still we rise, with steady hearts and clearer eyes. We're not here just to wave the flag. We are what holds this nation fast. We've seen the cost of every freedom in muddy boots and hands gone still. But we don't fight for medals, glory. We fight so children can be still. So mothers sing with quiet safety, so fathers walk their fields in peace. We don't want thanks, just space to serve, to guard the light this land deserves. This is what we're made of, truth and time, not just in blood, but how we bind. We hold the line, then lift again, not for revenge, but to defend. We're builders, not just those who bled. We shape tomorrow with what's been said. We don't need thrones or cannon praise, just one more dawn where freedom stays. And if you ask what strength looks like, it's not in fire, but in the fight. To build a home, to keep it whole, to guard the dream that feeds the soul. This is what we're made of, flesh and will, of towns that rise and hands that build, of prayers unspoken, flags held tight, of choices made in darkest night. We don't just stand, we hold the ground, where honor, peace, and hope are found. So ask again what we're made of. We are the light you're dreaming of. Not for glory, not for show, but because someone always must, and we still do.
He never talked much about the war, just kept a folded flag behind his tools. But when I asked him why he stood so straight, he said, because some can't stand at all. He wears old boots with busted seams, drives a truck that still holds dusty dreams. He never marched in big parades, but earned his quiet in the shade. His medals sit inside a drawer, but honor echoes through the floor. He taught me more than books or schools, like how to stand and when to kneel. He built more than walls, he built our name with silent strength and shoulder strain. He showed me how to fix and fight, how to choose the harder right. He didn't raise his voice to preach, just raised a flag we couldn't reach. And though his hands are scarred and worn, they held the weight of those who've gone. There's a photo in his workshop door of many served within that war. He nods to them each time he leaves, No words, just truth beneath the sleeves. He fixed my bike, he fixed my fears, taught me to stand despite the tears. And every nail he drove back then held down more than just loose tears. He doesn't need a cape or a throne. His legacy is steel and stone. And every lesson carved in wood speaks louder now than any could. He built more than walls, he built our name with quiet pride and weathered frame. He fought for those who can't be seen. He lived for more than light or sheen. And when I stand beneath that sky, I know just how, I know just why. Because my father didn't roam. He built this place, he made it home. In his garage, a flag still folds. It doesn't fly, but it still holds the weight of love, the sound of steel, and everything he made me feel.
He never told me how he served, but I saw it in the way he stood, in the way he stayed. He never wore a hero's crown, just flannel shirts and boots worn down. He'd fix the porch at break of day, then fold the flag and walk away. He built a life with hands that knew what silent loyalty can do. And though the world may not applaud, I saw in him the hand of God. He taught me to stand when no one sees, to carry weight with quiet ease. He didn't preach with words or fame. He lived the meaning of our name. He showed me strength that doesn't shout, the kind you feel, the kind with clout. He never asked to be admired, he just did right and never tied. His war was tucked in old footlockers, with maps and notes from fallen brothers, a wedding ring, a patch, a card, a softer heart beneath the guard. He taught me how to fix a tire and light a fire without the fire, but
more than that, he taught me this: to fight for peace and hold what's missed. Now when I walk through crowded halls or hear the anthem in the fall, I think of him. No cape, no show, just steady steps and boots below. He never fought to be well known. He fought so I could call this home. He taught me to stand when no one sees, to carry weight with quiet ease. Not for medals, not for cheers, but for the ones who disappear. He showed me what real courage is: a steady hand, a silent kiss, and in that quiet, proud refrain, my father walks with me again. The world may call for louder men, but I was raised by one who knew that silence can defend.